speak to all of you on the very important topic, on the most talked of topic of today's time, that is AI. You take in the last 2 years, most of the cyber conferences that are being held around the world, or the most talked about subject in the digital realm is AI. Everybody is talking of AI. Everybody wants AI. Every industry is going for AI. And this has become the in thing. And it's a good thing that we are also discussing it, because the future, not even the future, the present depends upon how we adopt or how we harness AI in various aspects of functioning to be effective. Otherwise, we'll be left behind. So I'll just give you a general overview of what are the prospects, what can be done in law enforcement, and I'm sure Harishankar will talk of what we are already doing, because many of the things we are already doing. So I just want to harness your thinking powers, your innovative skills, and what all can be done. Many of you can actually work in the startups. You are students, you can actually help us a lot, because these areas, the digital realm is actually an area of more research also. So you can actually come and help us in how we go forward about this thing. I'll just start off with a famous saying by Lenin, which really should inspire each one of us. Decades back, he said, there are decades where nothing happens. Decades is a 10-year period. Decades where nothing happens, and there are weeks when decades happen. We are in the digital realm where decades are happening in just a matter of weeks. Changes are happening. Technology is really growing. What you use now will be redundant after a few weeks or a few months' time. So the stark reality of the technology changing, we should all understand. That's the important thing. We are facing a lot of disruptive technologies. I don't know. Disruptive technology. Disruption is what? You come and a technology comes in and disrupts the way you are actually going about your business. And we know a lot of disruptive technologies are there in the way AI and ML and blockchains, a lot of other things that have come up in recent times. And not only this disruptive technologies they have come and changing the way that we basically exist or do our business or go about our studies or education or anything, any aspect that you take, they are converging also. Your mobile phone is one of the biggest element where we find a lot of technologies actually converging inside our mobile phone. A simple mobile phone, a device, you can do multiple things with it. A lot of technology actually is coming inside that also. And if you look at WhatsApp also, you find that the AI has come inside WhatsApp, AI has come inside a lot of systems in the phone itself, which actually makes it a convergible device which controls all these systems also. Now, I need not tell you about the growth of AI, the importance of AI. It's said that by 2030, the percentage of AI growth of GDP or the GDP of a country, if you look at China, you will find in the figures, it's 25% of the GDP. That's the estimated growth of AI in economy. That's why it's so important that India also catches up to this growth. If we don't, we'll be left behind. So it's very important that we harness that importance. AI, of course, everybody knows. Myths also. I'll just go to what we do in policing with, what we can do, or what are the scope of AI in policing. See, when you talk of AI, now in the present times, what we see, everybody talks of AI in everything. AI is not applicable everywhere. We need to understand that. And it is very important that we use it with a grade of balance, a lot of restraint, a lot of understanding. Because if we use AI in the wrong way, it can have the negative impact also. But in policing, there are a lot of areas that you can actually do it. That's why I just want to enthuse your minds, open your thinking cap, and think of how you can come into this. Now, AI in policing it's not a new concept as such. We have been doing it for years in a few areas. Now, if you look at the cameras, the CCTV cameras that we have been using for many years. We have been using AI in CCTV cameras to detect many things automatically. The system will detect if there is a suspicious thing happening. If somebody comes and places a bag in the platform of a train, platform of the railway station, or inside the train, if the camera is there, if the bag is unattended for say 30 seconds or 1 minute or 2 minutes, it can actually give an alert. So this we had for the last 10 years or so we have been using AI in CCTV cameras. Of course, now it is more developed. You can actually have a lot of facial analysis. Finished facial analysis also we had around 10 years back. We are using it in Shabarimala. We are using it in a lot of railway stations also. So it's not new, but the technology has become more sharper. It has become more potent, and facial analysis can be done now almost seamlessly 24/7. Immediately you can get the results that this person is either identified person, this fellow has been in the list of the police for wanted people. So just through the cameras we can actually do it. And it has a lot of advantages also. Apart from that, we have in the fingerprints also, we have been using this system for a long. We have a NAFIS system where you identify the fingerprint. So any fingerprint, any chance print that you give, if you give to that system, it will identify from all the databases that are available throughout the country, and it can identify that this is the person that has actually given it. But the technology is developing. There is a lot of other things also you can do in this. Now, one of the major things how AI can help, we know that in the policing we suffer from a problem of strength. Police are not enough. The policemen to the number of the population policeman ratio is very high, very, it's not up to the international mark as such. So there's a shortage of strength for the police department itself. How can AI help? Actually, the existing police he can actually upskill the existing policeman. What 2 people or 3 people are doing now can be done by 1 person if he uses AI. If you equip him with the necessary AI. A person going out on patrol, say with the glasses on, with a camera equipped, can actually scan and know who is there, who is the wanted person when he's on the patrolling system in the streets itself. If he has a laptop, or if he has a tab with him or a mobile phone with him, we can actually verify everything also. If he finds a suspicious person, he can take the fingerprint, immediately he can identify whether he is actually wanted in the wanted list or a suspicious person. He can get the details of the person. So he's basically, now what he does, he doesn't have any, he has to catch the person, he has to take him to the police station, verify the records, and then only get it. But on the street, actually the single person can do a lot of work. You actually upskill the person because the information that he needs to have is available on hand, in his mobile phone or his tab, whatever he is using. So that is what AI can do, and that too instantly. If you have seamless connection, he can process the information and immediately do it. So the person is actually upskilled. His skill has gone up to a great extent if the AI resources are available. Data analysis, we all know how it's important. The language models of ChatGPT and all the things that have come up have really changed the world. Police is also another department where a lot of data is available. We have a lot of historical data from years together, crime, criminals. You take it, what is a crime? Over the years, we have all that data of crimes, criminals, traffic accidents. You say it, everything we have it. But the sad part is we have not been using it over many years. We had a program called the CCTNS, which has been running for the past 10 to 15 years. Without that, we thought that it's going to come, but it has not given the fruits that are required for integrating the country. Of course, our country is a huge country, and integrating all those criminal systems, the data which is different in each state was a difficult task, we agree. But this has not really taken off as we would have expected it to be taken off. We have a lot of data even now, but we are not using enough softwares or AI to actually harness that data that is there with us. But that is where the scope is. We can actually use it to a great extent. A lot of data on crimes, criminals, etc. is available. So you can actually use it to a great extent even now to detect patterns in crimes, etc. One of the major things that we are using is predictive policing. What is predictive policing? What is going to happen tomorrow? Where is going to the crime happening tomorrow? Or which area the crime happens to a greater extent? What time does the crime happen? Suppose you go into the night to analyze theft cases. Now we are all worried about theft cases in our houses. So you can actually use predictive policing to which are the probable places. If you look at the historical data, the system will analyze and tell you these are the crime-prone areas. In the future also, here is where the crime is going to happen. What is the time? Is it 10 to 11 p.m.? It's 2 to 3 p.m. in the night, or is it early morning? All this thing, the system will actually generate and give you a lot of information on what you can do. It will draw hotspots for you. It will say that this kind of crime is increasing here. Cheating crime is increasing in this area or others. So you can actually set up a lot of your policing pattern, your policing deployments based on what results you are getting through the AI after analyzing this data. So the machine learning predictive policing is one concept that we are using to a great extent, and there is a much scope for that in the future also. The advantage of predictive policing, we all know, enhanced accuracy. You can accurately say that the crime is going to happen in this area, it's going to happen in this time. You can actually put your resources also. So if you know that a crime is going to happen in this place, you can actually deploy your policemen there rather than everywhere and wasting your resources also. So it's very cost effective, and you can prevent crime. If you know that crime is going to happen in a particular area, and if you put policemen there, you can actually prevent that crime also from happening. So predictive policing is a very important aspect in harnessing AI in policing. Then of course, report generation. See, police is also another department where we generate a lot of reports. 30 to 40%, the studies say that 30 to 40% of our time of a police officer actually goes in report writing. We have to write a lot of reports for the courts, for the department, to the government. Our basis, our strength is in basically the reports that we give, from the FR stage to the CD file, to the charge sheets, to the summons, to the reports that we give. Everything is basically scrutinized by the courts also. So our reports have to be very precise, very, very perfect. And that's why most of our time, 30 to 40% of our time is spent in report writing. Now you look at what AI can do with all the language models that we have. If you teach the AI to actually sit over a system and write the reports for you, it can actually generate reports that are perfect without any flaws. It can look at the law. If you teach it well, if you teach it over the years, actually it can generate a lot of reports and take away all this 30 to 40% of work which the police is doing. And in the courts also, you know, the cases get acquitted because of the flaws in the investigation, flaws in the report writing, in the timing that you write, sometimes because human error is there everywhere. But the machine will actually help you to get over those flaws also. Your timing will be perfect, everything will be correct. It will ensure that you don't make those silly mistakes that you usually make when the human being writes that report. And it can really put it up in the best possible way. See, in the scene mercer that we make, scene mercer is basically a report of basically a crime scene that you draw out. If there is a murder scene, you draw out a scene. The AI can do it far better. It can actually do the exact dimensions. It can give you the right picture, and it can give a far better picture to the judge who is seeing that also. It can digitally do it also. So far better reports, accurate reports, precise reports in no time also the AI can generate. And this is actually a big help to the policeman. He just needs to verify the report that is coming out and hand it over to the court. So see how much workload has been reduced because of these report writings and various kinds of report writings. You need to teach the model the right way to write all these reports. So that's another important thing which can be put in the police use. We are using it to a limited extent, but this can be done to a great extent. There is a lot of scope for report writing using AI through these models, which can really help the police in enhancement of its strength. Language translation, of course, these models are already available. The Google Translate is available, but otherwise also, because we handle a lot of people who are from the north, the migrant labor that is coming up, or if you in the present cases with the cyber crime, you have to deal with various states in the country. You have to send reports to various states in the country. So many people who are coming from other states, you will have witnesses who are from North India or who speak only Hindi or Tamil or Assamese. So where do you get all the translations from? Language model also is very important for our people who are working in tourism police. They have to handle all kinds of people from all around the globe. So this language translation, the language models also, which are already available, can be very useful in translating the records, in talking to people, in handling these crimes, even in translating the CD files. Now we have done it, but if we properly train the language models in actually translating The CD files also, it will be very useful. When we transfer a case from, say, here to Maharashtra, they won't understand the Malayalam that we have done. So either it needs to be translated to Hindi, English, or Marathi. So the language, if the AI tools are available, we can easily translate it and send it. Now you have to actually find a translator. It's a very difficult task to translate something from Malayalam because you don't have those necessary resources. And it's very essential that you translate it well, you translate it correctly, because your wrong translation will change the whole gamut of that case itself. So that is also very important. So this is also is another aspect that has a lot of scope. Resource optimization, I told you, already we have very less policemen on the streets. We are facing a shortage of policemen for various duties. AI models in various aspects and various things that I talked about, it can actually help us in resource optimization. Put the policemen where the crimes are there. Put the policemen in you take out only the essential duties, the non-essential duties, the report writing, everything can be done by the AI model. So that is another thing where you can actually use your resources to the optimal extent in the areas that you want. That is the only thing that you can do. Investigation is another aspect where AI can really help for the investigating officer who goes to the scene of crime. He's tensed up with a lot of jobs available. The AI can actually help him. If you have the database back, things of everything that is available, it will actually aid the investigating officer in the scene of crime itself, what to look for, what not to look for. See, everybody is not trained. We keep on training people, but you still make mistakes. The human being can make mistakes. But if you have the AI model to support you, all those mistakes in the past will be cut. If the court has given a judgment on a particular investigation of the case, it will help you with the latest court orders also, telling you that the latest court order says that you have to follow this procedure in the investigation. It will actually aid the person in doing a perfect investigation, in doing a perfect examination of the scene of crime. He will not miss out on anything. And even I told you, the picturization, the visualization of the scene of crime can be done very well, very effectively using the AI tools. So that is another area that the investigating officer can use these AI tools to support investigation. Risk assessment is another thing that we do that is done in the private industry also. The AI can do all things of the new projects that are coming up or the existing projects. What are the risks? What are the problems that are associated with that, and take mitigating steps to ensure those risks are not affected by us. Another thing is in AI in cybercrime investigation. Now we know the cyber crimes are one of the most potent crimes, the crimes that are increasing. If you look at the police data itself, you will find the cyber crimes are exponentially growing high. We all read in the papers also. We all know all of us are victims to some or the other call that has come to us, and we know that it's a very crime that is happening now, and in the future it's going to exponentially go up to cover most of the things. Even in the other crimes, even in the traditional crimes, some cyber element is there, because somebody will be using his phone, laptop, or any device for aiding that crime itself. So it's the cyber part is there in every crime now, which needs to be analyzed. And the good part is, using AI, we can actually do a lot of things to prevent and detect cyber crimes also. Detecting cyber crimes, preventing cyber crimes is also possible, where we put an AI tool and ensure that these kinds of crimes do not happen. When the attacks come up against our resources also, we can use AI tools to deter such crimes or identify such crimes or to prevent such crimes from happening. Even in investigation part, I told you, in cyber investigation, we can use a lot of cyber tools to understand what is the modus, what is the type of crimes that are happening. So it has a lot of scope in that. We are using a lot of AI, but there is still scope for improving in this regard. Cybersecurity for everybody. Cybersecurity, everybody who are using digital resources, from the smallest company to the biggest government that is there, where we handle a lot of data, where we do our businesses online. Cybersecurity is cybersecurity is important for everybody now. And in this world, cyber attacks are one of the most important things that are happening throughout the world. And AI can actually help. And we know we put up CISOs, we put up individuals, but more than that, it is the AI tools that can actually help in detecting any intrusion that is coming up. If we train the model well, it can actually do it and flag any issue that is coming up. It can do it more effectively than any human being, because a human being is always going to err. But the AI systems can actually detect. And for cybersecurity, it's one of the most important things the AI and ML is doing. And we can also use it in protecting government resources. Actually, in government is where we don't have real tools to protect our systems. That's why we fall easy prey to all these cyber attacks that are happening. So everybody in government particularly, we need to adapt those tools to ensure that we are not under attack. So that's another important thing that we can do. Evidence analysis, that's also the important part of a police officer is, in a crime, is to go and evaluate what evidence is there, because we have to present our case before the court always. So the important part in analyzing each evidence, how important it is, how important is a pistol that is found on the scene, how important is the blood stains that are available, how important is the hair particles that are found on the scene. So the AI will actually help you in analyzing, stitching together. If the AI is properly trained, it can actually help the investigating officer in understanding that this is the important part, this is what needs to be ignored, or this is what needs to be highlighted in the court to get a proper conviction. It can help you in proper evaluation of all the evidence that you have collected, and more in cyber crime investigation. So it actually helps you in various ways also. Now we have very few models that are being developed. Of course, some models are developed in the Western world for proper evidence analysis, but there's a lot of scope for developing that in the state also, where we can use it much more aggressively in evidence analysis. AI helps in community policing, building trust. See, this community policing is one of the major things that Kerala Police does, because we are working with the community always. We have many schemes that are running around Janamaitri, student police cadets, etc., to engage the community in policing activity, because you are our clientele, the community is our clientele. And the AI can actually help a lot in this regard. Actually, a bot that can answer the community. It will never, now the constant complaint is that I called up a police station and he abused me, he did not attend to the call, etc. But a bot or an AI developed system sitting behind the call and answering that call actually can give a lot of trust to that individual, because it's never going to shout at you, it's never going to abuse you, it will answer you very patiently, and it can give you answers that are very precise and correct. It will not try to misguide you in anything. That really builds up the trust of the community also. And the areas that using AI tools, actually you can do better policing. I told you about the preventive crime that we can do, the preventive actions that can be done through predictive policing, which actually improves the trust of the people in the police, saying that these people are effective, they are there to protect us. So AI can actually do a lot of things in community policing, in building the trust of the individual, as has been seen in the Western world, where it is because it has no biases, it is coming in with a specific answer for every problem that is being raised by the community. So it has a lot of scope in community policing also. Traffic is, of course, one thing that we have been using it in an extensive manner over the past 10 years. Our CCTV cameras, you can actually, now it is more policing through the CCTV cameras. Everything can be detected through the CCTV cameras. You can detect overspeeding, you can detect overloading, you can detect the helmet, non-helmets. Now you all know, you must be victims of that also. Not wearing seat belts, everything can be identified by the camera. So earlier it was only the overspeed with the LiDAR cameras that used to be done. But now with the AI, you can detect almost everything. If you are not wearing a seat belt, the camera will precisely identify you, and it will give the challan automatically. The human being doesn't have to do anything. The system will actually generate the challan with your connected to the motor vehicle department. It will find out your RC book number, the address, and it will send you the challan to your home without any human intervention, apart from sending the thing by post. It can actually send it to your mobile also. It sends to your mobile also if your mobile is registered in the motor vehicle website. So that is what AI is doing. It has actually reduced the workload of the police. Otherwise, what was the police doing? Police was going to the street, stopping that vehicle, identifying the person with the helmet, taking out his address, then sending the challan. It was such a cumbersome procedure. But now the camera system, without any human interference, can actually generate that challan. And it can do everything, except the fact that it can't detect drunken driving, where you have to come catch the person and get his breath in the alcometer. Everything else can be detected by the AI generated CCTV cameras. So that is the impact of this. How much workload of the police has been reduced just by that system, we need to understand. So this is being widely used. This is our aim also is to ensure that every traffic enforcement is done by the machine itself, or by the AI systems itself, without any human interference at all. So that will be perfect. Now we have cases of policemen fighting with the public on the road, because when you stop, everybody is irritated, and they will say that I have this, or I'm not drunk, why have you stopped me? All kinds of problems occur on the road. Now imagine the system is doing it, nobody is being stopped, and with the photograph, the challan is being sent, so you also can't argue that I have not done this. So that's a perfect system. That's a good system also. And it reduces the workload of the police to a great extent. And there's still scope for improving those systems to make it all the more perfect, where we can bring traffic enforcement, traffic planning also within the system, where all the traffic lights, based on the things are backed by AI, can actually go on off based on the density of the traffic that is there. Suppose you have more density on this road, the AI generated traffic signal will actually put it off and on, it will work based on the density of the traffic on the road. So we have systems that are coming in which can improve the traffic system, the traffic enforcement system, the traffic monitoring system itself in the state. So that is another area of thing that is there. AI in police training. Police training is also another area that we can use AI to a great extent. Artificial intelligence can help in building those models, real life situations, where you can train the individual in various aspects which normally you cannot do, like a jungle operation, or handling Naxalites, or handling terrorists, etc. You can actually build real life scenarios, use it to build the systems, and you can actually train the policemen at the initial stage itself how AI can be harnessed for better policing. So what are the advantages? I told you, with AI, your police, of course, is an agency which has to work 24/7, but in the night, etc. The human element can err. He may be sleeping, he may not be alert, etc. But with the AI available, he will be available 24/7, as effective as ever. So that 24/7 actual availability is there. Reduction in human error, I told you, human can err in many places. The machine will not err. Of course, the machine has some problems which I'll come to. But generally, the human error is totally eliminated by AI. Unbiased decision making, the decision making will always be unbiased. It will not, now we have complaints of the SI or the inspector or the policeman is not, he is biased, he is connected to somebody, or the other fellow has a political connection, so he is not doing justice. But when you have AI system sitting over that, you will have an unbiased decision. Nobody can really say that he is biased or doing anything. Assistance on digital platforms, better risk-taking capabilities, because you are getting all the data that is available, the past decisions for a decision-making officer like us, etc. What decision to take? The AI gives you all those resources based on the past data, based on whatever things have happened. It will give you all the resources to take a correct decision quickly, because quick decisions is very important in policing. So there are a lot of advantages of AI in policing, which we are tapping, but there's still a lot of things that we need to tap. And I just like anything, there are challenges also. It's not that you can just go adopt AI everywhere. We need to be very careful, because everything has a flip side also, and we need to understand that flip side also, because we as a department, our client is the public. So it's very important that we go carefully, we go in a trained manner into using AI in our resources also. One of the things that is said everywhere also is the bias in the algorithms, that AI algorithms that we have, or the bias in the data set that we are using. If the data is biased, then the AI also will be, the AI systems also will be biased. Suppose the data is actually favoring the rich in the community, it will actually come and the AI results also will be biased in the thing. If it's particularly against a racial community in the society, say it's against somebody, in some area, the AI results also will be biased. So it's very important that we understand that the data set or the AI tools or the algorithms also not biased. It has to be very independent. It has to be unbiased. So the results also will not be biased there. Data protection is also very important. I told you one of the major problems in the digital realm is attacks. You look at the newspapers, you'll find all the top companies of the world are also being compromised. There is nothing like perfect cyber security anywhere now. So it's very important that our data that is there, we protect it. And that's so very important for the police department because we have all your data. So it's very important that we protect you, protect our data also. We put in systems because if this goes out into the public, if it's taken away and put in the public realm, it's going to affect a lot of individuals because our data is also sensitive. A lot of case data, a lot of things that are there should never be in the public realm. So if it's put in the public realm, it will cause a lot of tension, pains to the individual. So that's also important that we protect our data. The black box problem in the AI, this is one of the traditional problems in all AIs. We make a lot of algorithms. We make a lot of systems in the AI. We don't know how the algorithm actually functions. You don't know whether the AI can go wrong. You see a lot of films, etc. in the Hollywood, where you find the algorithms have gone wrong and the system has actually taken over the whole system. That's also a myth also. It's not that the problem is so acute, but the black box problem is there. Nobody knows how the algorithm actually works in a particular way. Now you have some AI models actually shouting at the people who are calling them or abusing people who are calling them. Today also in the newspapers I read about a particular language model lying to the person who actually holds it because he wanted to shut it down, and the AI, the model is actually lying to the developer to ensure that it is not closed down. So you don't know how this is happening, why the system is working like this. So some part of black box is there, which we need to understand when we are implementing AI in our systems. One of our major challenges, as I told you, because the police is handling very important things of data concerning you, the cases that we handle, many of the cases are really, it can really hurt an individual. It really affects your privacy also, rape cases, molestation cases, cases involving children, etc., are all cases that should never go to the public domain. So there is a lot of privacy, anything, even your call details that are taken in some particular cases also. So these are important things which should never go to the public domain. So privacy issues are also very important. We handle very sensitive data. It's very important that we balance privacy with whatever this. This is a debate that has been going on for many years, but it's very important that we secure your privacy. We use only those data that are actually required by us, and it's not misused or doesn't fall into wrong hands, is also very important. So the use of AI along with the right of privacy there should be a proper balance when we are implementing anything in the domain. High computing power requirements, we are talking to Arun also in the morning, that many of the police systems are not working as they should work. And one of the major problems is the high computing power that we require. See, any AI model requires high computing power. In the government, we don't have those high computing power systems that are there. Of course, this is one requirement that we all need to understand. We put up systems, we make the software, we come in with the systems, but we don't have the servers actually to handle all these stuff also. High level of computing is very much required for any AI model to work efficiently. If it's 24/7, if you want results immediately, if a photograph is sent from a field officer to the control room and you want immediate identification of the person, if it doesn't do, the computing power is not available, and if it's given after 2 hours, then there is no point in handling that person. You can't hold that person on the street for 2 hours. So it has to be 24/7 immediate. And for that, you require a high computing power, which also is very important for all departments, particularly the police department also, because we handle a lot of data. Our data set is very huge. Of course, the ethical problems, the legal problems are always there, whether it's right in using a lot of things, whether it's ethically right in using this data to predict the future, whether it's right in using my data. An individual can always come and say that my data should not be used. How are you using it? A lot of ethical, legal issues are there, which we need to handle on the way also. Because why we use AI is to ensure that we protect individuals, we protect your individual life and property. And so the balance has to be there with the legal and ethical issues also. Deepfake threats, we all know it, how deepfakes is a threat now. Identity frauds also, with all these things that are coming up, with all the AI. See, the criminal is also using the AI. We need to understand it's not only the law enforcement. The criminal is actually using AI more than what we are doing. He is actually adept also. The models that are coming up, the bots that are coming up, the deepfake technology that is coming up, any video, any 30 minutes video that is available now, if somebody wants to make a deep fake video of me, he can actually take it from the internet, take my few videos, and he can actually generate that deepfake video where I will be surprised that he will make me talk whatever he wants to. So a lot of crimes now are happening. We know about the Kozhikode case, I think Hari will tell you also, where deepfake was used, where he can actually talk to that individual over a video call, and he will not suspect you because it's your video, it's your voice, and it will be so perfect that you also can't identify it. Now the systems are developing where it's going to be even more perfect, that you just can't identify who is talking. You will be surprised. So a lot of crimes, financial crimes. Even now today I was listening to one big businessman, I think it was Mittal or somebody, who was saying that his video was actually sent to his office, and they called up through a video call, and he is answering with the same voice to that particular person, to his counterpart in Dubai office, saying that you immediately release this money. This is a payment for something, and you actually release the money. That person was shocked, but then he understood that Mittal never calls me over the video call. And so he called him back. That is when he understood that it's a fake call. So it's that perfect, and it's going to be more in the years to come. So our task is, of course, difficult. We need to understand that the criminal is also using AI even more potent, because he has no limitations and he can use it to commit more and more crimes. See, a person now, you find bots that are calling up. Now it's an individual calling up and saying that you fall into this crime, or you give me a OTP. Bots or systems can actually call up many people. You can call up 100 people together in no time at all. And if it's AI generated, if you have AI systems sitting, making these calls, now you find that individuals have actually, from Kerala, people have been taken to Cambodia, and they are actually making these calls to scare people, scam people, etc. In the future, this AI can be utilized much more from that, where the AI system itself will call you and try to fool you with these systems. It's going to come up in the near future. We have to be really adept to handle these charges also. So it's we need to understand that the criminal is also using it, counterfeiting evidence, all this is possible. Simulated CSAM material is one of the major problems now with the criminal access. We know about child pornographic material, or CSAM that we call it in the international realm. Now people are generating CSAM using AI. They don't even require the child or the criminal. Actually, they are generating a lot of CSAM just using the existing things. So child pornography is available, and it looks like real, almost like real. You can't really identify who is behind that. So that is the kind of problems that are coming up in the digital realm also. Now that is why the security has become a very complex issue. We need to handle with the AI coming in, with all these disruptive technologies coming in. Security has become a very complex problem, even for the police officer, even for Hari Shankar in cyber operations. It's a very complex task. What is the new challenge? See, earlier for a police officer, we get trained, we know what are the problems that we are going to handle. A murder case, a rape case, you can train us for the 30 years throughout my service, I can handle that. But in the digital realm, I don't know what is going to come up tomorrow. What are the challenges that are going on? I can train person, I can keep him ready, but the technology that is available, the problems that are coming, it's all different. We have the MO list. MO criminal is the modus operandi. That is, this criminal does like this. But we can't create a MO now because we don't know what is going to come up new. You have the digital arrest now, people getting digitally arrested today. Okay, this is a current problem. After 2 weeks, that won't be the problem. It will go on to the next one. So you don't know what is going to come up in future. Security has become such a crucial issue. We also need to constantly keep pace with the criminal. If we don't at least go ahead of him, at least keep pace with the criminal. That is the present state of affairs in the digital realm. Just a caution for what we use. We all talk of artificial intelligence being adopted everywhere, in every area of our lives, and health and this thing, but the level of human involvement, there is fear also. There's one of the myths about AI is that it will replace human beings also. Now, one of the best tests is one of these international studies which has given a level of human involvement where we should use AI and where we should not. And this is how it is. The first one is basically on the severity and probability of harm, where you take it as low in report generations. And things where you find that there is no harm in using AI, you can use AI without the human element. You can give it totally to the AI. Where you find that the severity of harm is yellow, where you find that the severity of harm is there you use the AI with a human supervision. Suppose we are giving the reports to the court. We can't blindly take the report, the AI generated report, and give it to the court. Because if something wrong has happened, it's going to be very detrimental to the person who is behind that and to the police officer also. So there a supervision has to be there. Somebody has to read through that report and certify that it's a correct report, and then he can send it. So that is the area, the yellow area. And of course the red area, where the risks are huge, where it's very, very sensitive. You need to have a total human involvement also. He's just not just a supervisor or just a person who is watching. He should actually get into that, study that. The AI may be putting up the system before you, but you need to really look into the system, certify that it is harmless, and then send it. So basically the level of human involvement also in your AI systems, you should be very careful, you should be very studied, you should go on to those systems, you should take it, and based on that only you should implement that the AI tool that you're using. So the mindset has to be changed. It's not that blindly you come and implement the system. AI is very important. You can't brush away, you just can't ignore AI in the present technology, in the present world, because if you do that, you will be left behind. You will be nowhere in the times to come. So you have to adopt AI, you have to harness the power of the generative AI that is there, but you have to use it very carefully. So the mindset has to be correct for the individual or for the leader who is doing it. So skill set, mindset, technology have to blend together. It's not that you just employ technology and do it. The human being is never going to be replaced. The human being is a very important cog in the whole thing. His mindset has to be there. The AI is not going to replace humans in any way, but you have to gel these three together if you have to build a proper system. And more for the police systems also. So just to summarize, AI is a powerful tool. We need to adopt it in every sphere, particularly in law enforcement. With the specific systems that we have, with the problems that we have, it's very important that we understand the power of AI, we utilize it, we harness the power of generative AI in various aspects of policing. But we need to be very careful, we need to be trained, we need to ensure that it's used in a way that it's properly supervised, it's effective. And the police goals of preventing crime, detecting crime, is satisfied in the whole thing. So that's why we actually encourage youngsters, startups to come out with solutions. There is a lot of area to work on in the police department, in law enforcement with regard to AI. You can come and help us. You can think of various ideas. We are looking for ideas. And this is a thing that is growing also. See, every day new research has to come up. You can't stop research now. You can't rest on your laurels. You can't build a system and think that this is it. No, every week new things are happening. So everything has to be regenerative. You need to really come back and build your system. Research has to be a constant activity with AI. So that is what I wanted to say. I hope that we are the leaders. Kerala Police is the leaders in adopting digital technology, in AI also, and I'm sure with the support of all of you, we'll go further in this regard. Hari will come and speak to you on what we are already doing and what are the challenges that we face also. I'm sure you will be more enlightened, but your support is all more required in ensuring that we build a police driven by AI, but in the right principles, so that we protect the individuals that we police. Thank you very much and have a good day.